Hello, 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 Internet. Welcome to the Movies Podcast, the Discourse, discourse.zone.mp3. This is Movies Are Real, baby!
I don't think I can match that energy.
I don't have that level of energy.
We are a movie podcast that is bad at intros and outros, but I'm George Cruz. I'm here with Ryan Lance.
That's my name.
And Carrie Lyle. Say hi, Carrie.
Hi.
We are a monthly movie podcast where we discuss the movies of the month prior and what's upcoming, and we discuss it and what we are looking forward to. It's May currently, and it feels like a lifetime since we've done this. Remember Ghost in the Shell?
That was
Remember was Power Rangers March or was that February?
Yeah, that was March.
Man, I don't remember anything about last month. Everything is a void.
It's soon to expound on
Everything's
that.
been a void.
Anyways,
Aha!
April was I guess a weird month. I don't
Yeah.
know. Not really anything big. I think the biggest thing.
The biggest movie of the year came out. George.
Yeah, and we'll get to that. But anyways, actually, let's just get right into it. We did the intro. We try to be no nonsense on this podcast. I feel like we just try to jump in. So
That's
let's
what
just
we're known for.
jump in.
Get right to the content as soon as physically possible. That is what we do here.
Let's talk about anime.
I love anime.
Trap. This is an anime podcast. No, I'm just
Hell
kidding.
yeah.
We don't usually talk about anime on this podcast because usually there isn't a lot of big event anime like this one, which is Your Name. Is it the highest grossing movie in Japan in 2016?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes. This very, very pretty movie. This sort of Freaky Friday, but it's better than Freaky
It's a
Friday.
lot like, did any of you see that, like, I think it was a Joss Whedon movie, like,
Serenity.
In Your Eyes?
No.
It has a very similar concept, and it came out in, like, 2014, where these two random people can, like, see each other, like, if they close their eyes, they see, like, what the other person sees.
Have you seen the movie from 2006 called The Lake House, starring Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock?
No, I have not.
It's this movie.
Nice.
But yes, this is an anime movie about these two teenage characters. No,
Yes.
they're in 18, 20, whatever. They're youths.
They're in high school.
Youths who don't really know each other, but for some reason, every day they're like switching, like a Freaky Friday switch.
They fall to sleep, and then they wake up in each other's bodies.
Right.
Like, at first they think that it's some weird lucid dream that they're having, and then because like they're like, oh, I had this crazy dream last night. Oh, it's just a dream. I can buy $10,000 worth of dessert.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day they go to school and like, you were so crazy yesterday. Like, what do you mean yesterday?
Right. So
And then hijinks ensue.
exactly, they mess around with each other. It's like, I have boobs, goofs. And then they found out that they're sort of interconnected. Perhaps their whole family has been sort of tied through this comet, and they're like this destiny has sort of led to this moment where
It's true love, George.
yeah,
It's true
sure,
love.
true love, whatever.
Barf.
Anyways, there's a comet that connects these two guys, and they have something to do with the Freaky Friday switch. And yeah, that's what this movie's about. It is I don't know what my expectations going into this thing was, other than it's going to be a very pretty movie. And I got that.
Yeah.
It is a very pretty movie. I guess let's start. How does everyone feel about Your Name? I know it's been a long time, because I think it was like, it might have been the week when we recorded the last episode of the
think so,
podcast.
Yeah.
So,
well, as our resident anime guy,
Yeah.
I really love this movie. I really want to see it again. I never got the chance to.
it wasn't as limited as I thought it was. I think it was last week still at Alamo.
Yeah. It's just like every time I like had time, the show times at the local theater that it showed at did not work for me because it was like at like 4 p.m.
Yeah,
or 5 p.m. And it's
I saw
like
that.
doesn't super work well for me. But yeah, I really liked it. I really want to see it again before I like say anything like super concrete about it, because that's like how I am about like anime movies, because I'm a very serious anime man. But I definitely had like the sense that like I got when I was a kid and I watched like Miyazaki movies, like that whole thing, mostly because it's very pretty and it has this whole like interconnected like adventure between these two characters who are very well developed and very fun and interesting in a cutesy way that's never particularly sexualized like a lot of more mature anime movies are. Which I know you both probably haven't seen, but
I can't think of any. Can you throw me a name out there? Maybe I can.
Just like, you know, like the like even like anime series that
Oh
have
yeah, I guess so.
romance.
Sure.
it's always like, whoa, your boobs are huge, whoa, boing, 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 like that whole
Or
thing.
harem anime.
The harem anime, yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Sucky Ray, remember Sucky Ray? We watched that.
Holy shit! That is a pull. All right, someone will get that somewhere. I don't know. Carrie, what are your thoughts on this movie before we get really deep into
Carrie
it?
hates anime.
And talk about
I literally despise anime. No, I mean, like, I just don't. It's not that I don't like anime. I just don't seek it out. Like, I like Miyazaki movies, but that's kind of like
That's where
my
your
scope.
knowledge of that ends.
Yeah. But
Actually, yeah, I feel like, let's get into it because I feel like we can't really talk about it unless we talk about what the core, like the characters and the plot and the story. So I guess, so it is a love story, and there is a twist in the middle of the movie that the whole thing revolves around, and like I said, this whole fate thing comes into play. And it's the sort of thing where like these characters are sort of become separated.
It's hard to discuss.
I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, because
So they are separated and they cannot really see each other, but they might be able to fix that and change fate because it's fucking anime.
Hell yeah.
And there's this sort of greater power or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Like I said,
It's
fate,
love, George. It's
destiny,
love.
true love.
The red strings of fate of love are connecting these two young children.
Right. And it's once that happens, there's still even more complications. They're like, they have the ability to see each other, and they can't because they can't remember the other's name, which is where the title comes in, your name. Even after the central thing is fixed and the possibility of them meeting again, they can't really remember their name. They have like this inkling of they're forgetting something.
Yeah.
it's very much so the sensation when you wake up and you're like, I know I had a dream. What was it about? And it just goes away.
The dream was about love. They're in love. Dude, they're in love.
I just have this vague air of love about me.
They saw each other and they're in love.
And so the thing of the movie is like, well, if we see each other and if we remember our names, I'm sure that we'll fucking it'll click again.
Yeah.
Because again, whatever.
My main issue with the movie is it began with that music video, that anime music video, and that was a great music video. The music in this movie,
we'll talk. Yeah,
so
it's
dope.
Fantastic.
They redubbed all the songs to be in English to help with an English.
Yeah,
audience.
we saw the dub,
and it actually worked really well.
I think so.
I've listened to both the original Japanese soundtrack and the English stuff, and it's both really good, really solid. But the music video at the start kind of spoils the whole movie. So it has that twist, and it's oh man, what's gonna happen? Wait, I kind of know what's gonna happen because this music video.
So wait, are you talking about the music video in the movie? Or are you talking about the music video that is put out by the band officially?
The one that started the movie that we saw in the theater.
Because, boy, don't look up the official music video. It completely, even more so. Straight up, the twist is right there. They see it. They hang around on it. They show everything. It is insane.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So, that's a thing. You may think we're, tripping around some spoilers. Don't look up the music video for this fucking movie.
Listen to the music if you want a taste of it, but don't look at the video because it's very good music. But yeah, the whole time I was what happens? Was I kind of know.
Yeah.
I kind of know that it all.
I didn't forget that, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. That kept in my mind the whole time. It was was that just a fun thing or is that actually happening? And then movie ended. It's oh, so that happened.
I mean, I liked it. I
mean, yeah, I still it was a fun ride, but that kind of sucked that I kind of knew where it would eventually go to, but the ride was still great.
Yeah. So we touched upon the music. The music's really good.
Yeah.
It's really, really fucking even the not vocal stuff is really good. Specifically, that theme of Miss Okadera. Her song is really good. I like that little slow thing.
It's slow and then very poppy.
Yeah.
Pop
But anyways,
rocky. It's so good.
My main thing and the thing that I can't is the story and the structure is while the movie is gorgeous and you can say the people who made this are talented and the resources were put into this. The story and characters are weak as fuck. It's so basic romance. It's really basic. I feel it's only cute and romantic because it's anime. I truly think so. And that's fine, but this shit ain't no fucking Miyazaki Princess Mononoke shit. This is no fucking Grave of the Fireflies. This is no fucking
this is definitely
Tokyo
not Grave of the
Godfathers. There's none of that shit.
I definitely get that. I feel they were trying to make them like not super detailed, so it'd be like more relatable.
Yeah, they're trying to make it easily marketable.
Yeah, to the kids.
It's innocent,
and
which I appreciate.
And you know what? It worked because it was the highest grossing film in Japan.
Totally. And you mentioned like the innocence sort of it. Like I like that. Like it feels like young love. I like that. That's sort of Hollywood
like
young love.
The only like sexual thing about it is like when the dude wakes up in her body, the first thing is like, "Well, I have boobs, crazy." Which like it begins as like, "Oh, funny," but like that kind of like moves on because like the thing I noticed is like she starts sleeping in a bra because like she gets annoyed that he keeps touching her boobs in the morning.
And on top of that, like, it would be one thing if, like, it has this very, like, soap opera-y basic plot, but then it really drags the fuck out towards the final act. Like, it is, like, man, it really, really goes for, like, a sort of, it's like a romantic movie that someone would watch in a movie, where these motherfuckers like, homie, she's right behind you, just turn the fuck around! Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I like that though.
Did you?
I weirdly like that. Yeah.
I feel like if you're in the moment, if you just buy into that, you fucking love it. But I was like, come on, guys.
I think it was because like that scene, like of them, you guys.
I think the final scene is good. I like the final scene.
That scene of like them like trying to find each other that one time like is very good, just because like it's shot and it looks so beautiful and so pretty, and it's like, oh my god, I love this. I want it to keep going because it looks so pretty. And
that's the thing I was thinking, because I wanted to say, like, if this movie was shorter, but then you're like, well, there's less animation, there's less pretty things to look at. And I was like, I don't know. Whatever. Maybe make a better story. I don't know. Is there anything else to say about this thing?
I really loved it.
I
need to see it again before
it's good soundtrack.
I want to say anything.
I listen to the soundtrack a lot. It's good.
It's pretty good. I listened to it for like a whole week after I first watched it. Pretty good.
Although it did make me feel, man, I should watch more anime movies. Anime.
There's a few good ones.
There's quite a few. There's quite
a few. I've heard this director. He has made quite a few good stuff, and I started watching one of them called like 5 centimeters a second, which has a kind of similar plot about these two kids. I think they're only like 13 or 14, and like they have to like they're best friends, and they eventually move apart, and it's their journey like trying to get back to each other when they're older. I didn't finish it because it was kind of dull. It was very pretty, and the whole love thing was still there. But it's a good director, and I feel like he did a very good job on this. He's a good name to look out for, which I don't know the name of.
What was his name?
I think it's definitely. I think it's definitely worth a watch. At least it's very pretty. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about Colossal, which is a movie I know you really like, Carrie.
I fucking love this movie.
So Colossal,
another movie we can't talk about much because
right, there is a Switch that is very good. Actually, man, even mentioning the Switch, because they don't telegraph it at all. But anyways,
such a good experience watching this movie blind. So do that.
So anyways, this is the movie with Anne Hathaway, Jason Sudeikis.
Kaiju monsters attacking South Korea.
There's this kaiju monster, and then it turns out that sort of Anne Hathaway's character is somehow connected to the kaiju monster. Mm-hmm. In the trailers, really just made it sound like a goofy, fun movie. It's like, Anne Hathaway, she's a monster.
And it is that for a while.
It is that for a while.
And then it's not.
There's a switch, and it's a very, like, the movie becomes very, like, sort of like a dark series. Like, the issues it presents are very good, and the way they do with the characters is, they do stuff that's like, yep, that's how that works. As someone who in his life had a man like the character Jason Sudeikis plays, is very, very eerily similar, and it's uncomfortable to watch. It's very good character work.
It's amazing.
I'm trying to think,
because it's like he plays it so well, like Jason Sudeikis.
His
like,
character, yeah,
his character is so well, because like he comes off as like kind of like he comes off as Jason Sudeikis pretty much.
Yeah,
and then when like things happen, it's like, whoa, okay.
And
I don't want to swear.
It works so, because it's so good that it's
almost like
it's jarring when it happens. Like, whoa, I thought we were having a fun time here, and then, maybe we are. Oh no, we're not.
Oh god,
no, this is.
It's almost like I don't want to believe that this is happening, but
totally,
it is happening,
it's like,
and that's
god,
kind of the point. Yeah,
it's very good. I think Anne Hathaway is also very strong in this movie. Well, she plays a very Anne Hathaway character, I feel.
In the beginning, definitely.
In the beginning, for sure. And it's really weird to see where the movie goes in the beginning. Also, Dan Stevens is in this, and he does... Does Dan Stevens...
Fucking PewDiePie ass.
Yeah, totally. I'm having a hard time to see where to go with the discussion for this movie, because...
Carrie, why...
So much of the things that I think we like about it are in that flip.
With the spoilery, yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie, you're obsessed with this.
No, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, so can you talk
what
about...
what about it is, like, you're obsessed with it?
Well, I mean, it is the spoilery stuff and just the way that they handle it and the way that the marketing ties into that, and then all of the decisions that were made around this movie are just... Because it's like when you go back and... Because I saw it a second time, and then when you're watching it again, knowing that shift is coming, you can see them telegraphing it, like, very subtly, and then it's like, oh, shit. But, like, because it's such a mashup of weird goofiness, and you get fucking ridiculous big monster scenes, which are funny, and then it just is pure suspense, and it's like, I don't feel comfortable. I can't quantify my love for this movie, but it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah, man, I think this is the hardest one I've had try to discuss it.
I don't know. What's great about this movie is, like, you watch the trailer and they perfectly kind of deceive you a bit with, like, what you're about to go in.
To the point that I can see folks maybe wanting to pass on the movie. I can, because...
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it's
very real in a strange way.
Well, I'm talking about, like...
It looked so goofy in the trailer.
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks very goofy in the trailers, like...
And it's not that consistently.
No.
I mean, it still kind of is. Like, even that final, like, thing, it's very goofy. But it's awesome.
Even how they explain the fucking how are they connected to the monster thing? It's like
that was it. It's
that
like,
was
okay.
a little shaky.
Yeah.
but
it
like,
kind of reminds
if you're with how they explain, if you're like along for the ride, I feel like it doesn't matter at that point. Like, okay, they explained it. It makes no sense, but I don't care because this is great.
Well, I mean, just like the guy said, if the trick is good enough, fuck the story.
Yeah,
that's true.
It kind of feels like it sort of has a tinge of an Edgar Wright movie,
Yeah.
especially with that weirdness. But there's like some actual character stuff going around, but it never loses this sort of light, fun tone.
Mm-hmm. And some of the stuff, like some of the people, there are a lot of people who didn't like this movie or thought it was stupid. I think like kind of the main allegory of the movie kind of went over some of those people's heads, but sometimes they just didn't like it. And so, and like I can see some of the stuff's a little on the nose, where it's like the giant monster is attacking Seoul, and it's like, oh, she's literally walking through her hometown carrying baggage. And it's like, but like, it's so good though.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, because that twist, when it happens, it is so jarring that you'd be like, it can kind of just leave you confused and feeling gross, but not really understanding why.
Yeah.
Because it took me a second. I was like, that was a weird movie, and I thought about like, oh no, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The signs are there, and like, yeah.
Because people are like, oh, Jason Sudeikis' performance was so weird. It didn't make any sense. And it's like, you don't get it.
I mean, good for you, I guess, for not getting it. But
I'm
like,
glad you had a happy life.
Yeah.
Because like you go in like, this is gonna be silly, and then like it starts off silly, and then it hits that point, and then looking back at like the silly stuff, it like is like so serious and so well written, and it's like great. And I love it. It's a great film.
I feel like we should move on because I feel like we're just saying the same stuff because...
You should watch the movie.
Please watch the movie.
It's very good.
It's the best anime.
It is, sure. I mean, it had giant monsters.
We heard that you like Pacific Rim.
Sure. Those who like Pacific Rim will like Colossal. Anyways. So let's talk about the next movie, which is The Void, which is a movie we talked about last month. Sort of a sneak up on me. I saw a poster for it.
The posters for this movie are some of the dopest posters I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
So Carrie does this movie, which
Carrie's the only one who saw it.
It seems like a sort of Lovecraftian sort of thing, cosmic horror sort of thing. But then that's all I really know about it.
Yep.
So can you sort of tell me what like the general pitch for this movie is? Because I know nothing about it.
It's basically these people are trapped in this hospital because all of the people in the void cloaks are there, and this guy came into the hospital, and there's like the guy, the cop who brought him in, the nurse, like a few other nurses, the nurse, like a nurse in training, a couple other patients, and one girl who is very pregnant, and her grandpa. And so it's all these characters trapped in this hospital, and shit starts to go bad. It's like extremely The Thing. Like, it's clearly inspired by The Thing. And one of the patients, I don't remember exactly how it happens, but he starts like the nurse she stabs him in the eye, and then like all these like flailing flesh tendrils come out of him, and like it's sort of this infection-esque thing spreading out through these people, and they're getting killed off.
Okay, so I can see the Thing comparisons now. They're trapped in
so like it's trapped in the hospital, and there's these creatures coming after them basically, and they can't leave because all of these cloaked, robed voidmen are outside. And then there's these two other characters that come in and say that they were the ones chasing the guy who got brought into the hospital, I think. And so it's basically just all of these characters coming to terms with what's going on in this hospital and all these weird fucking cultish
So it's a very
close.
So how does it look? Because it sounds like it's a movie that would be going for the tension and a sort of mystery. Is any of that stuff well executed and actually interesting?
I didn't find it very tense.
Okay.
The thing that, because like some of the acting's like not the best, and some of the dialogue is dumb, but the thing that makes this movie worth watching is the practical effects and the creature designs and all of that stuff. I've been calling this movie the gooeyest movie of the year. And it's amazing. There's lots of goo. Everything's very sticky.
Is it better than The Thing from 2011?
I never watched that.
How dare you? It's terrible.
Well, if it's terrible, then yeah, Void's better
So,
than that.
because it's not very tense, is it at least is it interesting to see? To see it go through its paces? Because I would hope the practical. I was hoping that they put the cosmic stuff, like, here it is.
Yeah.
Here's the tentacle stuff. It's all gooey and fucking.
There's lots
fucking
of
beholders, knowledge, whatever the fucking.
Yeah, there's this part where they go down into the basement, and there's like this different basement that wasn't there before, and then they go through this like fucking hellscape basically. They're just trying to put everything together, but there's really good creatures, and there's some interesting backgrounds for some of the characters, but some of them you can tell are just there to populate the movie and die.
Okay.
But
so it sounds like it's all right.
yeah, it's all right. I just really liked it because the practical effects were so fucking cool, and I'm a sucker for weird gooey monsters.
Okay. Well, yeah, I saw it and it seemed like an all right movie, but I was hoping it would be something a little more. I don't know. It sounds cool.
I don't know if you guys would.
Does it at least evoke the imagery that those posters do?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Like you could tell that it's a throwback style movie, which some of those posters alluded to. How it's all, I guess, 80s inspired. But you know.
Okay. All right.
It's fun. It's fun. It's worth the $7 that you would pay to rent it on Amazon, I'd say.
Okay. Well, there you go. Anyways, let's move on to something a little bit
faster.
Sure. All right, let's talk about the Fate of the Furious. This is really I'm the only one who has like stake into this fucking franchise in this room. But before we even get started on it, Carrie, as someone who jumped in to the 8th installment of this series, not having seen any of the other films, what's your general impression of this movie? And do you remember anything about it?
It wasn't that bad.
Put it on the box.
I liked Jason Statham in the movie.
Oh man, okay.
Jason
Statham.
I feel a hot take coming up.
I mean, but I mean, I could tell that they achieved what they wanted to achieve with it, and just being a goofy car movie. I guess I don't know.
Okay, so we'll go. Let's go.
I haven't seen it. I don't care about the franchise.
Okay.
George, get going.
So if you don't know what the Fast and Furious is, it is a series of characters who are very close together. You would call them a family.
Family.
And they go on these misadventures.
Family.
Working for like the FBI and stuff as a shadow off the books organization. At least that's what the series is now. It used to just be about street racing. But anyways, this is the 8th installment. After concluding a sort of arc from 5, 6, and 7. This is the beginning of a new arc, I guess, with fucking Charlize Theron's character. At least that's what it seems like. So anyways. Okay, I don't even know where to start with this movie. Okay, so if you watch Fast and Furious, this film takes place after 7. Letty and Dom are on a honeymoon, and then Charlize Theron shows out of nowhere with her fucking blonde dreads for some fucking reason. Never explain if she was like trying to blend in or whatever. Whatever the fuck. She has some dirt on Dom, enough that he's willing to like backstab the family to do this fucking mission. And everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with Dom? And the movie's about trying to figure out what the fuck is up with Dom whilst trying to stop him from doing any harm. And then we find out some shit. Whatever. As a Fast and Furious movie, this is pretty bottom tier. I'm going to say this right here. So there is no... Charlize Theron's really bad in this fucking movie.
God.
She is absolutely horrible in this movie. Man,
I didn't know that was possible.
like, the writing in these movies has been pretty good. Like, there are solid action movies from 5, 6, and 7. And this is just bottom tier, like, original series. Like, she's just a cartoon villain who spouts out, like, things that sound grand and philosophical, but not really.
You're gonna make one of two choices.
Have you heard of choice theory? Whatever the fucking hell. And she's
Until
not...
I present you with more information, then you won't make a choice. It's like, what are you talking about?
And I understand, like, Fast and Furious, it doesn't... She takes herself so fucking serious that it's hard not to fucking be like, this is terrible. Because everything before, they were just fucking dinguses who were like, oh, we want to take this thing. It's called God's Eye. Fucking ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. And the series never really took itself that serious, but it took itself serious in a way that it was just enough that you could be invested. Like, the people who are watching the movie, like, there is, like, a plot here, and there's motivation. And Charlize Theron's character is just bad for the sake of being bad. It seems like she just wants to, like... She wants to get nukes to destabilize the political something.
At all.
She was like, if we have the weapons, they will know that we will...
They will make one of two choices.
Yeah, like, she wants to be, like, this sort of peace harbor or something. I don't know. I can't remember anything about it.
I don't remember her motivation at all.
Anyways, Karen, be my guide here because I'm kind of all over the place here.
Okay.
So, oh fuck, I can't even with this fucking shit. So, Carrie, can you talk about what was the stuff you really didn't like about this movie?
How the hacking battle, I wanted to die during that when Charlize Theron and
right, there's
whatever
this cheesy bit at the end of the movie that.
There was a part, we talked about this in the theater afterwards, how there was like a 30-minute stretch in the middle of this movie where I just stopped caring and I was just sitting in the chair just like, no. There's a dead zone in the middle of this movie where it's just boring and I don't give a shit about any of the people.
Okay, so I feel like I've gone with my thoughts again because as much as I have issues with this movie, I haven't thought about it in such a long time. And the movie feels like it's made because this is a new director. It's not James Wan who went to go do Star Trek. What was the third one? Beyond. Yeah. After 7, he went to go direct Star Trek Beyond. And this movie feels like it doesn't. It kind of understands what Fast and Furious is about, but it also kind of doesn't. Like, it understands, like, they're dumb action movies, but also, like I said, they're kind of sort of grounded. They're just enough grounded that you can let it pass. But the fucking nuclear sub and the fucking bottom of the fucking ocean and whatever the hell, the fucking hacking battle, the fucking Charlize Theron talking about choice theory or whatever the hell. And then it also understands that there's sort of a light humor, but then they have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson do this fucking bit with his daughter. that it just feels very forced. It just feels very forced. It does not.
That's bad.
Like he makes a Taylor Swift joke and what?
Well, it's the same joke from when he was on that lip sync show. And he's like, what did he call
lip sync
her?
battle?
Yeah. Whatever way he said her name, he said that exact same thing to Jimmy Fallon on that show. He's like, oh, you're about to know who T Swifty is or whatever the fuck.
But yeah, it's a movie that kind of sort of understands like. Obviously, there's the whole thing with Dom, like he betrays him, and it doesn't seem natural. That was my issue going in with this movie. It doesn't feel, no matter what the thing is, I don't understand how Dom would betray them. And then it turns out, I'm just gonna spoil this. Yeah. He has a baby. He has a baby with a character who was introduced in Fast 5 when Letty was missing, and then there's a baby, and that's the dirt that what's her fucking, is it Charlie. Ramsey?
Oh.
Is that her? Was that Charlie? No, Ramsey's one of the crew. I'm sorry. I forget her name.
Jeez.
Cypher. That's your fucking name.
Oh, of course it
Cypher. That's her name. Cypher has this baby, and that's why Dom's helping her out.
He's got to save his family by betraying his family.
Exactly, yeah. And
that's going to be the fate of his family.
And in trying to stop Dom, they bring in Jason Statham, who was the bad guy in 7, who is the brother of Owen Shaw from Fast and Furious 6. And then they become buddy-buddy with Jason Statham. And continuing this fucking thing of not getting what this series is, Jason Statham was the main bad guy in 7 because, again, they thought they killed his brother. But he's still alive. He shows up in this movie. Spoilers.
That was Luke Evans.
Yeah, Luke Evans was the bad guy. Yeah, he was the bad guy in 6. I think that was back when Luke Evans was peaked. Yeah. Anyways, Jason Statham, he's central to the biggest thing of Fast and Furious, which is the Tokyo Drift connecting theory. That is that Tokyo Drift takes place after 6, like after everything up until 6, because in 7 is when the timeline meets up, because Jason Statham kills a central character from Tokyo Drift, and that's the problem. He fucking killed Han, who was a very beloved character of this series, but in this movie they just kind of forgive him. They're like, he makes some jokes. He saves Dom's baby, makes some wisecracks. Oh, baby, you're so good. And the baby smiles and laughs. It's like, haha, we have fun here in Fast and Furious. And then they invite him for dinner and they hang out. It's like, no, motherfucker, this isn't cool. This is not cool at all. This is like a fucking
I
Kylo.
had no idea.
This is like a Kylo Ren did one cool thing, and then Finn and everyone and Princess Leia invites him for dinner. Oh, it's cool. You're cool now. It's fine.
That's what they did with Darth Vader. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you killed the Emperor. I guess all those kids you murdered.
I guess that's true. That's true. It's cool. And it doesn't feel like a movie made, but it doesn't feel like it understands what the series is. I think, for me, personally.
Well, I mean, I didn't see those movies,
Look,
so when Jason Statham showed up, I was like, oh, hey!
As someone who has seen none of the 8 films, this whole experience has been like listening to people describe a soap opera to me that involves a lot of cars.
I mean, yeah.
That gave me a migraine.
Also, the action...
He has a baby with her, but like they're divorced, then he had amnesia for a long time. And then the timeline split in 2.
And now she's dead!
I mean, Letty did have amnesia at one point.
Oh my god!
She was with Luke Evans when they find her. That's why that's why they thought she was dead. But she just had amnesia and she was
like
with Luke Evans.
The world's greatest soap opera?
Yes, definitely.
Oh man.
And also, I feel like the action didn't do anything for me. I think because...
But there was a whole lot of cars in that trailer I watched.
Sure, but the thing is, like, I care about the action because I care about the characters, and I didn't feel like invested. Like this didn't feel like my Fast and Furious, so I was just watching the cars. Like there's a lot of cars, I guess. Yeah. It didn't click into me until like the end when Dom's a good guy again, and then I was like, and then I was brought into it again.
Did you like the jail scene? I liked the jail scene.
Yeah, people said it was really good, and I think at that point I was just picking at it, like really, I was really upset.
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, people told me it was really good.
Do other Fast fans are so analytical about this like you, George? Because I feel like most people are like, oh, you shoved the missile.
No, there's a split. There's a split.
Okay.
Like there's
the
Jason Statham bit is the thing that really irks me and people who really love this series.
Okay.
Even the cast.
And I'm over here like, oh, I liked Jason Statham.
Was it Michelle Rodriguez said like he killed Han, and I understand that everyone wants to see him be a good guy and like be buddy with us because the people like Jason Statham, and Jason Statham does a great job in this movie. He's likable, he's funny, he's witty. It works. He's great.
He still killed a guy,
but he's still like, you made a choice in the other movies, and that choice, it's literally the most important part in the entire series. The fact that Jason Statham killed Han. That is the most important thing in the entire series. It is at the heart of the series. You can't just do that. Maybe in the next movie, it's just one dinner, right? You save my baby, it's one dinner, but still.
Maybe in the next movie, it's like, oh no, I killed Han's twin brother.
Or maybe if they add an extended cut, and then they're like,
really?
I don't know. I was disappointed with this movie. I think it starts off really strong. It starts off like a Fast and Furious.
It ruins the lore of the Fast and Furious
the first
franchise.
20 minutes are Fast and Furious as fuck, and I love it. Cuban Nos, fucking Vin Diesel's driving this car in reverse. It is on fire.
That was
he
pretty good.
gets off, it explodes, and they hug, and he's like, respect. And they hug it out, and the little kid's like, ah!
It's still on fire. Vin Diesel wins the race, and all these children
and
flock
he picks
to
up
him,
the
and
children.
He picks up the kid. Our hero.
Can they just film a day in the life of Vin Diesel? For
Yeah.
Our hero, Vin Diesel.
So yes, yeah. And that's all.
The bit you do. I'm Groot. Yeah, that one.
That's all I gotta say about Fast and Furious. It is very disappointing. I'm very disappointed. It's a bottom tier movie. It has some fun moments, specifically to the end of it. But anyways, moving on. Let's talk about Free Fire, which is a movie I didn't see because I wasn't very interested in it. Ryan, how did you feel about Free Fire? Because
I forgot existed.
Me too.
Yes.
I don't care. And I don't even know what it's about. I think it's just these. Is it like a bunch of people who meet up, like hitmen and shit? They meet up.
Yeah, there's like this. It's basically these people are selling this British guy and these group of people are selling guns.
Is it a
to
Deal Gone
bunch
Bad
of
movie?
Irish mobs. Yeah.
Okay.
Irish mobsters, and they're in this warehouse making the deal happen. And it's kind of funny because what sets off because the premise of the movie is the entire movie is basically just this elaborate shootout, and what sets it off is like two of the goons, like one goon from one mob and one goon from the other mob, got in a fight at a bar the previous night because one of them hooked up or made out with the other one's sister. So then they see each other at the deal and they're like, oh shit, it's gonna pop off if that guy sees me, and then
Shit
it's
pops
just
off.
Yeah, it's just such a minuscule thing, and then because everyone's on edge, everyone thinks that everyone's gonna betray each other, and then that one of the guys shoots the other goon, and then everyone just kind of like scatters and goes to edges of the room and is just like shooting at everyone from their respective parts and trying to get out of the situation.
So my question is, because it sounds like this, I'm sure it isn't more than just a bunch of action scenes, but how does it become a movie other than just being action scenes? Like, is it like, does it like make like sort of like factions between the characters, or like what? Like, or is it really just a shootout movie?
There's lots of impressive gun tricks. The dialogue is really smart and quick a lot of the time, and I like that. And relationships develop between people, and bonds are broken, and people are trying to get to other parts of the building to try and escape, and then there's more to the plan that you realize, like someone had already betrayed someone and they're trying to figure it out. And I don't know, there were parts of it where it was kind of getting dull, but I still liked it.
Okay.
It's still fun.
Because
it's the same guy who did High Rise. And
Oh.
so yeah, I realized that it's the second movie of his that I've watched where it's the general plot is basically a bunch of attractive people trapped in a singular building doing weird things, and they all end up dying.
But here's the thing,
But-
I'm still like, eh.
I don't know. I don't know how much I would recommend it. It's a fun movie, and it's got Brie Larson in it. People like her.
Oh my god. See, why didn't you lead with that?
Oh, Brie Larson is in the movie, and she shoots people.
I love it.
Charlton
I'm
Copley's
torrenting
in
it
this
now.
as
Yeah,
well.
Charlotte Copley, Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer,
Yeah.
holy shit, man!
I
Lone
liked it.
Rangers,
Yeah,
Armie Hammer.
I liked it. I didn't expect to walk out of the movie being like, I liked Armie Hammer in that. And it has Cillian Murphy, and I love Cillian Murphy.
I'm surprised you didn't lead with that. First
Oh.
off, Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
Am I right?
See the movie. You get to look at his face. And yeah, the dialogue is good, and the gun tricks are impressive. Wow, those guns.
Wow, those guns.
Okay, well, Yeah, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's all right. It's
Probably
all right.
No.
It's not that good.
No.
All right.
One all right will do.
Continuing the Carrie saw more movies than us. Let's talk about this movie that I am certain that as soon as it came out, disappeared, and it is effervescent vaporware. Let's talk about Phoenix Forgotten.
Yeah.
So,
From what I've seen of the trailer, it looks like the Blair Witch Project original, but with aliens.
Dude, it's...
so let's hold up.
Dude.
So we didn't even put this on our list last month.
Because it just came out.
We went
came
to
out
go
of
watch a
nowhere.
movie, and then the trailer played. I was like, I guess that's
What
a
the
thing
fuck?
because that's coming out soon. And then Carrie, you saw it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so
I did.
as Ryan said, from the trailer, it looked like a classic Blair Witch with aliens.
It's literally classic Blair Witch meets Wingard's Blair Witch meets aliens. Cause like it talks about the Phoenix Lights, that classic thing where it was
Right.
all these people saw it, and the main character is this kid who was filming it that night at his sister's birthday party.
And then they want to go find out what it was
And-
themselves. Is that what it is?
But there's also going on with this is the sister whose birthday party. It's her present day too, and she's also making a documentary about the tapes that her brother made. And so it's this weird.
So there's two parties?
Yeah, like the more interesting parts are the tapes from the brother's perspective, him and his two friends like learning about the lights and trying to find more information, and then it'll cut to the sister being like, oh, my brother filmed things all the time, and then she's just trying to the film that he has goes up to a certain point and then it just stops. And she's like, he wouldn't ever just stop filming.
He loved vlogging.
So yeah, exactly. So then she's like on this quest to find the rest of the tapes.
Okay.
Basically. But yeah, I feel like they watched the core movie of the main guy and his two friends, and they watched it, and then they're like, fuck, this is just Blair Witch Project. We gotta throw in something else. One of the characters is literally named Josh. It's like, oh, jeez. We got Blair Witch going on here. But,
We literally just changed a few things in the script.
we
Oh,
forgot to
jeez.
rename it. Oh, fuck. We filmed the whole thing. But, and like, I don't.
Is there anything? Is this anything interesting? Is it just a found footage movie that does nothing? And it's just a.
They allude to this thing. It was called like Ezekiel's Wheel or something. The girl in the movie just randomly comes up with it out of nowhere at one point. She's like, oh yeah, there's this Bible story about this big wheel that came down and it was covered in eyes. And
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Horrible
so-
flashbacks to my childhood now.
yeah. So that's kind of the main crux of the thing.
So it's angels?
No. I think the greater implication is what the people who wrote the Bible saw was aliens.
Ah, that's awesome.
But so yeah, there's this final scene, like they all start to get like in the tape. So stupid how the sister eventually finds the tape because she goes to the school because they rented a camera from the AV club.
Right,
and she was
as
like,
you do.
And she was like, would you still happen to have that camera? And the teacher's like, that was before I worked here. I don't know. Do we have records with them? No. And then, like, a bunch of stuff happens, and then randomly, that teacher's like, she's pulling up to this, like, storehouse, and the teacher's out there. She's like, oh, I'm glad you met me. I found this camera that... in this random box that was sitting in this storeroom, and it's this beat up melted camera, and she like opens it and it's like, oh, the tape is in here. And then it cuts to her, she like puts the tape in, and then it cuts to her going to like a military base, and she's like gonna try and have an interview with this soldier guy, and he basically denies the interview and is like, don't let that tape get out. So it's like, and then you watch that tape, and it's basically...
So the tape got out?
The tape the tape did get out, but then they pulled it from theaters. We're like, shit, man, we can't let people see this. This movie's too, we can't let them know.
This movie's too good.
God damn it. but, so then the brother and his friends go after the Phoenix Lights, and there's all of these symbols written on the rocks, and then when the final, like the moment happens, it's the the dude friend and the girl are both gone, so it's just the main guy left. And then you see this giant fucking stone, like, you don't see it in full, but, like, the stone wheel going, like, swooping down in front of the camera. I was like, so it was Ezekiel's wheel.
It was a literal wheel.
It looked like a big stone time turner, kind of, like that thing that Hermione had.
Yeah.
And then he runs into this trailer, and it's exactly the same as the end of both the Blair Witches, where he runs into this house, and all this kooky stuff starts happening, and then...
The camera just
movie's
drops?
over, yeah.
Oh.
Is it at all interesting?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the characters were likable.
Because it's hard not to think of the Blair Witch, but also that bit in VHS 2 with the aliens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is this any more interesting than that?
It had better characters than that, I guess, but you can't really develop characters too quickly.
Is it better than As
short
Above,
story,
So
yeah.
Below?
Yeah.
Which is probably my bar for actually because
No, it's not.
Oh, dang.
I feel like I like As Above, So Below more than I should. But,
Me too.
But
I think it's the Satan stuff, the demon stuff. It's really
yeah, but yeah, no, you can forget about this one.
Haha. Put that on the box.
good. So
Forget about
But
it.
it was produced by Ridley Scott's production company.
Oh.
is that bird thing?
Scot free.
Okay, I thought that bird because that company.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, aliens.
but that movie seems like a thing that a bunch of people would attach their names on and
Aliens.
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's talk about. All right, let's talk about another movie that you saw, Carrie, that we didn't see that Ryan really wanted to see.
Yes.
I have no idea. I already forgot what it was about.
Personal shopper?
Personal Shopper.
Yes.
Kirsten Dunst, she's back.
Nope.
What?
Nope, not Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Stewart.
She's back.
Kirsten Wig, back in, baby. So, Carrie, what's this movie? Because, again, we mentioned it like 2 episodes ago, I think it was. And Ryan, you set me up, actually, because you know what this movie's about, right?
Because, look, I don't know much about this film, and to be honest, I don't want to know much about
Well,
it.
shit.
Which is a shitty thing, because I'm watching a podcast right now about these 3 people talking about a movie I want to watch real bad. Anyways, all I know is that the director who worked with Kristen Stewart on The Clouds of Silvermorning, which is a really good, solid movie, made this film just for Kristen Stewart to suit, like, her acting style and what she does best in, like, a movie. And it became this whole thing of, like, her she's the personal shopper for this celebrity or this icon, and some spooky ghost stuff starts happening that has to do with her brother or something. And that's all I knew, and I was like, yes, you've sold me Kristen Stewart ghost thriller. I love it.
Is there actually spooky ghost stuff in this movie?
There is a little bit of ghost stuff, yeah.
Okay. So, Carrie, with that setup, tell me about this movie. You like it, right?
I like it. It's really, I liked it a lot. It's another one of those classic Kristen Stewart divisive films that a lot
Here's
of people...
the thing. Ryan mentioned a movie
I-
Melford, but I don't know what a Kristen Stewart vehicle movie is. Like, what would you describe as the best thing about Kristen Stewart? I guess I haven't seen a lot of Kristen Stewart movies.
I feel like this is the best performance I've seen from her. This
Okay.
Personal shopper one.
Okay, so
So
what?
I feel like this will become the...
It's like all of her like films are very much like she's playing like a part of herself. Like she really like you can see like, oh, that's Kristen Stewart, like in the movie. Like it's a part of who she is. And like,
So what is
that's
the-
just
so-
that's just I don't know. It's
She's
hard
the
to explain.
yeah. I'm throwing this whole thing, but I guess Where is the hook for this movie? Because she's so there's some spooky ghost stuff apparently.
Yeah.
How does that come in?
Well, basically, the plot setup is that her and her brother were twins, and they had the same congenital heart defect.
Okay.
And he died, and they made a pact to each other that if either of them were to die young whoever died first from this heart thing, had to give the other one a sign from beyond the grave. So she's just waiting in Paris for the sign, and she has this job as a personal shopper. So it's her trying to communicate with her brother and doing this personal shopping job that she does not like.
Okay. And so is the thing of the movie this relationship with this famous person and Kirsten's like
No,
Okay.
she's not hardly in it at
Okay.
all. It's
I'm just confused like where is the
It's just
thing?
all about Kristen Stewart.
Is it just a movie
yeah,
where stuff happens?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And it just leads to a satisfying conclusion?
Yeah, it's not like, I don't know, it's not like a traditional narrative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
But like, she is trying to get the sign from her brother, and then this other thing starts happening, and it's unclear what the source of this other thing is. It's vaguely menacing, but she kind of feeds into it, and it's just interesting to watch her character progress through this vaguely menacing thing that kind of leads her to do other things. And it's a very enigmatic movie. Like, there's not a lot of like concrete answers throughout the movie for most of the stuff that's happening, so it's very up to interpretation. But it's a good look at her grief and her mourning process, and an interesting character study, I would say, about how she deals with her grief and mourning and the things that manifest because of that.
Okay, I think I have a better idea for this movie now. Okay, cool. All right, okay, I gotcha. So it's like, it's sort of like window of what this person's life is.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. All right. Well, I know. Is there anything else to say about it, Carrie?
Well, I mean,
I'm interested in it.
Especially,
it sounds interesting. It sounds really interesting.
I don't want to spoil that thing because
Because I've heard there's a lot of like tonal shifts in the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or at least a few.
Well, I mean, there's like spikes, because it's like there's some really weird ghost stuff, and then she's shopping for the lady's name is Kira, and her driving around Paris on her motorcycle for a lot, and
they just filmed Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, it's a day in the life.
So I'm assuming, for some reason, I just feel like this movie, the ghost stuff never comes to a conclusion or anything. I assume
it does. Like, it's the last line of the movie is what is the thing that led to the interpretation that I have come to from this movie.
Okay.
So it's good. It's interesting, but I can see why people don't like it, because I guess it can read as boring or strange.
Sure.
Or,
I mean, it's a French film, so it's different from.
I guess it's got those European sensibilities.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've seen a few movies where it's just like this is life, and this person's and not a lot of, some stuff happens, but I get that. The personal shopping stuff is really interesting to me. Like, I just enjoyed watching her shop for this lady. I would enjoy that movie all on its own. But that's interesting. Her dynamics with different characters, how she changes the way she acts around different people subtly, and that's interesting to look at. And there is some genuine suspense in this movie I thought was really good. And there's some interesting stuff with her phone. And I will say that there's one scene in this movie that is scarier than all of Unfriended put together. It's just like a 2-minute scene, and it's like, that did Unfriended better than Unfriended. Like, that's not saying much.
But Unfriended is great. He stuck his hand in the blender because a ghost.
Because he was making salsa at his desk.
Hell yeah!
Don't you love doing that?
Okay, I'm interested. I don't know. It's weird because these sorts of movies because I've seen a few that I really like, but they also kind of leave you feel like they just kind of let you go, and it's just like, okay.
I wasn't sure how I felt about it after I first watched it, but then it stuck with me for so many days, and I was like, why am I still thinking about this movie? Oh my goodness. But I don't know. I would recommend it just to because I'm curious to see because I've read rave reviews and I've read I hate it reviews. I just want to hear all the opinions on this movie, because I feel like it's a weird movie that so many people can have so many different opinions on, just based on the way you interpret it and how you see her character.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk. It's not actually a main movie, but we brought it up last episode because Ryan saw this thing. He was really excited about it.
I love The Blackcoat's Daughter. You can write it down. It's a great film.
You said it was the best movie of the year, almost.
I mean, it was only March, so it doesn't really say much now, does it?
I think I'll edit Ryan's thoughts on this, just because I remember him saying you danced around what the thing is, But at that point, I didn't know if it was the prevailing thing of the movie, and because when I saw it, I was like, okay.
On its way, you can kind of predict it, and you can kind of predict where it's going, but, like, once it gets there, you're just, like, at least for me, I was super on board with it, and I just wanted to see where it was going, even though I kind of knew where it was. And it's so slow and so pretty and so tense. It's not, like, overly gory like Raw would be. It's just about, like, this religious imagery and stuff.
Yeah, I'm on board for that.
This creepy environment that is so, like, familiar, but, like, seeing it in this dark, empty setting is, like, so, like, weird and like uncomforting.
Whatever.
Like, I really loved it, and I feel like I did overhype it for you guys just because I personally really loved it. Just because it is so much about like my upbringing is like so much in this.
I could see that, but
No,
also
that makes a lot of
re-listening to the thing, you were pretty. I think you were pretty. You weren't over the moon.
No,
I think
you were fine.
you were fine.
Okay.
So Blackcoat's Daughter is this. It's a horror movie. We are introduced to this character. Who, well, I get, It is a movie that is fragmented. It is a fragmented movie where
it follows these three people.
Yeah, right. It essentially these three people in very, very different time. Like 15 years here and 15 years over here, and then like there's like wasn't there the third character was so there
it was Kat, Rose, and then Ruth. Those are the three characters.
Okay. All right.
Kat is the younger, kind of like overly sheltered, but like kind of like something's going on in her head girl.
Okay.
Rose is like the preppy like
right.
girl, lots of makeup, and then Ruth is the Emma Roberts character who is trying to go somewhere. It's not super clear what she's trying to do or what her aim is, but it's very clear that she has been through a lot of shit, and she has to get somewhere as soon as possible.
And it's a movie that doesn't make it clear that we are jumping around in time until
I really liked that because it all like comes together at that one moment at the diner, and I was like, I really liked that.
So, all right, so
cool.
let's get into it. So. So my thing with this whole fragmented thing, and there is a thing at the center, like you mentioned, this diner scene where stuff connects, but the movie, the strings are kind of loose, and you can kind of see them right from the get-go. And I feel like once you do, you're left like, was that the thing? At least that's how I was.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I think this is the thing. Oh, that is the thing. And then that's only presented at the middle of the movie, I think. And then the movie keeps going. Like, for a while. Once it unfolds, I was like, I didn't feel anything. Like, the when it comes together, it doesn't come across as a twist. It comes across as, like, an explanation.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's a thing.
I totally get that. The thing is, like, I really like that. And, like, for me, it was like, okay, cool. How do we get from there? Because I was super on board on the way, and I was like, okay, let's see this all come together, and let's see what happened to these characters. Because we know some bad shit happens, but what exactly happens?
Like I begin at the close type of
Yeah.
shit.
And for me, all of that stuff comes together in something that's just kind of and there's also, it's in a Catholic church, and there's some weird shit, and I usually like that stuff. I remember that was the thing that really got me excited for it, but it wasn't interesting enough for me.
Does not do enough with
and
the
imagery isn't special. Like, it reminds me a lot of this sort of indie horror boom we've seen in the last 10 years. Like, I think this movie would have been a lot better in 2007. Maybe
the movie was filmed and like was initially released in 2014, but it kept being like delayed, and I feel like
got a name change.
It got the name change, and I feel like if it came out then, I think more people would have been talking about it, and it would feel because a lot more great indie horror movies came out. Like our top 10 list of 2016 was mostly indie horror films.
Have you guys ever seen, what was that movie called? The Devil Inside? What
the Devil Inside?
Not The Devil Inside.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. I got some thoughts on that movie.
What was it? House of the Devil. Have you seen House of the Devil?
I started watching it, but did not finish it.
So I feel like that movie came out very, very, very early, before like all these like names made them, and that movie felt a lot like this movie. as in it's slow and it's got some Satan stuff maybe.
Yeah.
And I saw that movie like years later, and I think at the time I was like, that was good, but it didn't do much for me. But I was like, in 2007, after this remake culture, I can totally see how this thing would have totally worked. And for me, I think Blackcoat's Daughter is competent, but I think in the sea of like horror movies now, it doesn't stick out for me, and it didn't give me anything significant. And also, like the twist thing, it's hard to know. It's hard to figure out if the movie wants it to be a giant thing, or it's a thing that, like, it wants you, like, it's weird.
I feel like, for me, like, what really, like, made me like that is, like, you see the twist, like, it fills up the whole frame, and it's like, oh, and then Emma Roberts' character goes away, and then she, like, fucking starts laughing hysterically.
Yeah, I like that scene a lot.
I love that, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna get awesome.
That was a good scene.
I think my favorite parts of the movie, I think, were the Emma Roberts parts when we don't know much, like the beginning of the movie, like the stuff with the bus, the stuff with the guy picking her up, and that stuff I really liked. I wasn't at all interested in the stuff with the girls who were stuck at the Catholic school.
Yeah.
That didn't really do anything for me.
I feel like one of my biggest issues that I find, like, especially at the end part, which I get what people don't like, is it kind of like repeats a lot of stuff. Like, it shows, like, they're at the house with the nuns. I think they're nuns.
Yeah.
And you can tell something bad happens because, like, the principal shows up. And then, like, later we see that same scene, like, again, but from a slightly different angle. And that's weird. I mean, I still liked it, but it's like, why were we seeing that again? The movie's kind of short, maybe. I don't know.
And I also feel like we don't have enough. We don't really sympathize with this character who's at the center of it all. I don't really feel like I knew the character.
I feel like the reason you have to sympathize with her and how it wants you to initially go there is like that very first scene. And it really wants you to, like, okay, we get it. Because she's talking to the principal, and you know something happened with her parents, and he's leaving. And she's, like, all, like, neutral face and, like, clearly trying to, like, stop herself from, like, freaking out.
And then
and he's like, I'm sorry, I can't go to your piano thing. And she's like, okay, that's fine, okay.
And then the thing happened.
And then, like, you kind of realize, oh, she has some issues. She's all alone. What's she gonna do now?
Yeah.
And then also the whole thing with Rose, the other girl, she kind of, like, pushes her to where she goes later in the movie with, like, a joke. And I think that's also cool because, like, she was, like, clearly trying to fuck with this, like, young 14-year-old girl. And that leads her to do some questionable things that may or may not involve the Dark Lord Satan.
Or maybe
also,
we're not even sure if it is Satan, to be sure. It could be a Satan minion.
Which I really like the interpretation they have of that devil stuff because it's very, like, in the background. Because, like, in a lot of Satan movies, which, like,
they build up,
they build up the
Yeah,
Satan stuff,
right.
and then the Satan stuff does some weird... Like, I'm the guy who doesn't like The Exorcist that much. Because I feel like the Satan in that, which is like, is it Satan or is it not?
No, it's Captain Howdy.
It's Captain Howdy.
It's some other demon.
But it's some demon stuff where the people, like, start, you know, twisting their stuff. They start barfing all the time. But on this, it really is just like that devil on the shoulder, like, pushing you to do stuff you wouldn't normally do just because, okay, I'm being told to do this and I want to do this because this guy wants me to do this. And I love that because it's simple and it's just, okay, this is her driving force throughout the film. That's solid. It's in the background. It's like slightly like, it's like a shadow. You don't see it because if it was just a guy, it would have been like the Babadook where it's like, we're hyping up Satan. Who is he? Oh, he's a guy with the suit and the hat. Oh, crazy guy. Look at him. But I just really like the movie.
Okay.
And I fucking hate you guys for hating on it. You guys are bitches.
I think I was way more negative when I saw it because I was watching it in a movie theater. And I was like, this is fine.
I watched it at home, like, I rented it on Amazon, like, with all the lights out, and I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a fine movie.
Carrie, any more thoughts on it?
Because
you hate it.
I fucking hate it. No, I thought it was fine. But, I thought the end scene of, like, the realization of why... I'm trying to think of a way to explain why I like it without spoiling it. I don't think I can, but just Emma Roberts' motivations I thought were interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think, Yeah, I know. I just keep coming. It feels like I've seen a lot of bits and pieces of this in other horror movies, and some that were like, if it's true, this movie was supposed to be was wrapped in 2014. This movie was probably in development earlier in 2014, and some of those movies, like, what was it? We're Still Here. Have you guys seen We're Still Here?
Not yet. I've been needing to.
It has the really good, but it reminded me a lot of We're Still Here because like it's in this like weird town and like. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that, and I didn't even like We're Still Here that much, to be honest with you. I'm like the one person who doesn't really like that movie, but
I feel like this. I like this movie so much because it reminds me of like A Cure for Wellness in a weird way because both of them do things that have been seen and done in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
But I feel like they both do them like just really well, so it makes a film that is like great. It's kind of like. It's been there, done that, but it's still great on its own.
I'll give it this. I think it would have been easier to fuck this up because it's kind of ambitious. You're jumping around with times and stuff, and I think it's not done fantastic. And the stuff that it should be reveals didn't hit with me, but I think you could have done way worse. And I think it's fine. I think you did a solid job. Like the part with the car, I thought that car part was like you're going for something here, and it just comes across as very cheesy to me. The part where she's talking about like, oh, does he tell you that how they found her?
Have to do a blood test to see if the head matched the body.
Anyways, that's April. I feel like it was a month not very exciting. But there's some actually, I think Colossal was great.
Colossal was
that
so
good. I love Your Name. I love the.
Oh yeah, Your Name. That was good.
Anime sucks.
Well, you love Colossal.
What do you mean? I don't see the connection.
Anyways, it's summer.
Summertime.
Let's talk about May. Let's see what's coming out. Well, actually,
loving in the summertime.
Spoilers. We already saw this first movie. We already saw this first movie.
We were gonna lie.
Well, we're gonna. I said we're not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna say like, who knows how the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I literally thought that's what you meant.
Oh,
we're gonna go on and be like, oh, I'm excited to see that. Oh god.
Chris
that
Pratt.
crazy Yondo. What's he up to? Oh jeez.
But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. We saw it. I guess we can talk about a little bit like I had no expectations going into this movie. We're gonna talk about it next episode only because there was enough to talk about in consistency, blah 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 blah. But anyway, I didn't really have any expectations going into it.
You had the same feeling for the original Guardians. I remember going in there, you were like, "This is gonna suck."
I thought it was
this
gonna suck.
Weird. And then we all left like, "Oh, it's pretty good."
Yeah. Yeah.
I really, really like this movie, especially in terms of like Marvel, like studio stuff, because like they feel like their own thing, and I feel like this is like what I want from like a comic book thing. And I can see by your guys' faces, which does not translate well in an audio format. I must remind you that you disagree with me.
Anyways,
you know what? That's fine.
That's for next episode. Anyways, also coming out, King Arthur, another King Arthur movie.
Woo!
Lord knows we don't have enough
the one
of
with
those.
the Transformers.
Yes.
No. Oh fuck! There's a lot of King Arthur imagery in that movie.
I'm pretty sure they go back to King Arthur times in that movie.
Oh.
Because in the trailer you see like knights, and then you see.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, me and Lauren were like, "Oh, I'm so excited for this Guy Ritchie King Arthur movie," and then it was like Optimus Prime. I was like, "Oh, wait, what?"
This is different from what I remember in school.
But anyways, Guy Ritchie from Sherlock Holmes and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Everyone loves The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I wanted to see that. I thought that looked good.
He's here and making a King Arthur movie
Hey.
with Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam and what's his name? Alfie. I can't remember his name.
Alf the puppet?
Yeah.
Alfie, that movie about the bachelor who's really hot and he has sex with a lot of women, and then at some point he learns some moral lesson or whatever the hell.
I love
He's in
that
Sherlock Holmes.
I love that.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
Jude Law.
Jude Law. Jude Law's in this.
Here's my question. Do people want a King Arthur movie?
That's what I was thinking.
Yes. That's what the
Because
people,
like
I
I like King Arthur
I think-
imagery and symbolism in other movies, but I don't really like.
I think that this movie has the potential to be the Great Wall that we expected and wanted. I was expecting Gods of Egypt levels from Great Wall. I think we might get that from
I
King
think we're gonna
Arthur.
get another Great Wall, which is like a fine movie.
Well, George, I can dream.
Because this, I think you're right. Like, who wants another King Arthur movie? But to me, it feels like Guy Ritchie, you made really good Sherlock Holmes movies, like that's based on this old property thing or this thing that's like free domain. What if I do my Sherlock Holmes magic on King Arthur? And I was like, oh yeah, here's some money. Go ahead. And that's what this feels like to me. And
it just feels like too expensive and
Yep.
like, especially like in a summer,
doesn't
in a time,
stick out.
in a time where movies are more and more expensive and less people are seeing them in theaters. I feel like it won't do well.
No, I don't think so either.
Because like who's so
Also-
motivated to see a King Arthur movie that they have to go?
Gotta go.
Like Guy Ritchie has his name. Like I'm interested.
It does, but it's also like. Or should I see Guardians, which came out, and I feel like
Yeah.
that has a lot more pull and is a lot more interesting.
I think the interest is enough that we'll probably watch this one. As also for May, there's not a lot again because everything gets pushed into the beginning of the year. Anyways, the week after is a big one. I mean, it's a pretty big movie, but I have no expectations. It's Alien Covenant. Ridley Scott.
I'm so
back.
excited for it.
It's
I love the original Alien, and I'm
sure.
one of the weird people who like. I think Aliens is fine.
I mean, me too. I think it's a fine movie.
I personally really love Alien. I think that's just because of the whole like look of it, like dirty
I think-
future. Everything's awful.
I think
things are
it's
coming at
because,
people,
like-
and that's what this movie is. And I love it, and I'm so excited.
I think
it
if-
might be bad, but I saw Prometheus, and it can't be any worse than that.
So I think of Aliens as the way like I think about like video games in the fan. Like you have like let's look at like a Grand Theft Auto, right? Like you make Grand Theft Auto, and then everything else copies over because Aliens is like the progenitor of an action movie, right?
Yeah.
And like watching it now, it's just like oh, this is an action movie. It's
Yeah.
not. I've seen this before. Like, there's good moments.
Oh yeah, like the fight with the mother is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
And there's cool imagery.
Yeah.
And the characters are cool, but it's also like it's an action movie.
Yeah,
And
it's a dumb action movie that came from this really good horror movie.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre.
And where Alien just keeps getting better. Fuck, man. Like Alien feels like a weird thing because it doesn't feel like I guess the 70s were sort of this artsy experimental thing because
1979.
Alien is a super fucking artsy fucking movie.
yeah.
Like just moments of silence where nothing happening and like someone's just sitting down and it's just like this empty space and it's fucking
Yeah, like the
awesome.
chess person in that begins like, oh, we're all having lunch together, haha. Then they eat for a bit. And it's awesome. It's great.
And like again, moments of silence of nothing happens. Like what the fuck?
did you fucking see that? That was crazy. Whoa.
And then like space shot where you see the thing. That's really
And
good.
look, I love that, and I love the look of Prometheus. And if this movie can just like do enough of both of those things, then I'll love it. That's why I really want it to be good. I really want to like Alien Covenant.
I guess.
So don't ruin this
I
for
guess
me,
the
George.
thing that from the trailers I've seen, and Lord knows they're really marketing this movie, is like it feel like there's that scene where like the thing that threw me off was that scene in the trailers where these two people making down the shower, and then the alien comes and fucks their shit up, and it's super gory. Like there's just blood everywhere,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't remember the fucking alien being fucking Jason Voorhees. So it's weird because it's sort of
that definitely looks like something that they like. Made
think it's
for the
trailer shit?
I think it might be
Maybe.
trailer shit because that doesn't look like the thing the alien would.
that's what
do.
I was saying. Yeah,
But also, it could be a shitty movie, so who knows?
totally. I mean, I think the reviews are like it's good.
Oh yeah.
I would
So
love
far.
I would love a good Alien movie. I like Alien. Alien's great. Alien's wonderful.
Awesome.
I like some of the imagery they've released is pretty good. Like they're obviously evoking that first movie, but the trailers made me feel like I don't know. So I don't know.
Do you think they're gonna stick too much to Prometheus? Because Ridley Scott loves Prometheus.
What I want
He
from this,
loved what he did with that.
he's all like, you guys don't understand. Like he's like hoping 10 years later, he's like Prometheus was extremely good, actually. And here's the thing,
It
I
looks
wa-
really good.
I
It
know.
just
I saw Prometheus never seeing any of the Aliens movies. So I saw it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't see the Alien movies until like later. Until I was like, I should probably check these out because I liked the art. Mm-hmm. And I thought Prometheus was fine. Carrie, how do you feel about Prometheus?
I didn't see it.
Oh, right? Okay.
you've seen Alien though, right? Oh, Carrie, look at that smile that doesn't translate in audio format.
I
think-
was hoping to ride out this conversation without having to admit this, but I have not seen those movies yet.
How do you feel about Alien Covenant?
It looks interesting. I know. Listen, I just got yelled at in a bar like 3 days ago for not having seen Alien, and I get it.
Carrie, you know it's a
okay?
classic, right?
I get it.
It defined a genre,
I
okay?
get it. I'll watch it, okay? But I mean, it looks interesting, and I know I don't know. I don't have any precedent to go on from the movies because I haven't seen. I think I saw like.
I think Alien sounds like extremely your shit.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a movie.
I know I saw part of something, but I'm not sure which one it was. I think it
was it a dog?
No.
Because that's the thing, Carrie. It's a different movie.
Damn it. I think it might. There was like an Aliens and Predators one, right?
Yes.
I think I saw 2 of those.
I saw a bit of one of those.
Those do not count, Carrie.
The scene that I remember was there was some old guy smoking something, and then something something lit him on fire or stabbed him.
I don't remember anything about Aliens Predator. I saw it once.
I saw the trailer and I was like, I like Alien too much to watch this.
But I've seen Predator.
Listen, here's what I want from this movie. Here's what I want from Alien. I want a scene where these people. So we should probably say what Alien Covenant is, actually. So obviously, listener, that Alien is a thing that exists, and this is a sequel to Alien. But it's a sequel to Prometheus.
It's a sequel to Prometheus and a prequel to Alien.
So this is sort of like what I was actually interested about watching Aliens, which is I think the more interesting thing was like, can we get a movie of the colonists coming to this planet? And that's what this movie's about. It's about these people, these colonists coming to this planet.
And there's aliens.
There's aliens in it.
Well, Prometheus was about these people are going out to find their gods, and then they found their gods, and then stuff happens, and there's eggs, but they're not the aliens, they're these weird eel people. And then the eel people merge with the humans, and they eventually, through a cycle, become something that kind of looks like
the aliens. And then a lot of dumb decisions.
A lot of weird...
like stuff that you could nitpick in a YouTube video, but at the time, but it's so obvious when you're watching.
It's because there's so many great actors in it.
Yeah, totally.
And it looks so pretty.
Yeah, and the whole concept of because me with H.R. Giger and Alien and the Lovecraft stuff, I think is very similar. Like, I love the idea, these aliens are actually, sort of, they came from other beings, these sort of evolved fucking things.
Yeah, I like that idea. It just did not work out as well.
And they didn't even, And I think Ridley Scott, he pats himself on the back because he at least attempted to do that stuff.
He did, and he made something that a lot of people liked at the time.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun.
Because all the reviews of it, I see online, are.
But now everyone was like, "That movie, I knew that movie's fucking sucked."
So, Carrie, here's what I would say to you. I would say watch the original Alien.
I have all of them. I bought them. I do this all the time. I'm like, I have to watch that movie. If I buy it, I'll watch it.
I would actually recommend watch Prometheus first. Because I think that will give you an interesting perspective.
I was just going to say watch Alien and then watch Prometheus.
I was going to say watch Prometheus and then watch Alien.
If you really liked...
Oh, jeez.
And if you really liked it, then you can go to Aliens, and you can just screw all the other movies. I don't think I've seen...
I've seen
Alien
box
3.
set.
I have not seen...
I did too, and trust me, I saw 3, and I was like, I guess I'm never watching the 4th one, because that was a garbage. Anyways, but we got something that Carrie definitely knows. It is the year 2017.
Yeah, I haven't seen Alien, but Pirates of the Caribbean, that is my shit.
And God fucking damn it, we still have Pirates of the Caribbean. You know here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Carrie, you know what would be a great thing if they're going to the planet, the alien planet, and they're just, what's that? Hey, what's going on? Aliens are.
And
George, my bit is I love it. In any format of media, if people just hear that theme song and then Captain Jack Sparrow just appears in a different thing and he's just like, whoa, I'm so drunk, how they end up here?
This was Alien Spaceship 7.
Here's the thing.
That's crazy.
Here's the thing, and this is the thing. A lot of people use the word millennial as derogative, and you know what? And
this is a hot take on
and I'm like, yeah, if you're the EIC for a website, please contact me for your pay rate on this pitch. But the thing I hate the most about millennials is that they have this fucking idea that Pirates of the Caribbean, 1, good movie, 2 and 3, great movies, wonderful pieces of cinema. Pirates of the Caribbean fucking sucks.
What?
Facts. They are long, drawn-out movies with Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. They try and do something with the characters, and they have Chung Yao Fat in the 3rd one, and they do absolutely nothing with them.
What?
Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm not a fan.
In a nutshell, TLDR, not my thing.
I haven't seen fourth.
I
I like Penelope
The
Cruz.
first one's fun.
I think I've seen the first two. The first one weirdly scared me as a kid, which was weird because I watched Alien as a kid, and that did.
But Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't know why. I think it was the skeleton.
Yeah.
that freaked
You
me
better
out for
start
some-
believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner.
I was just
You're
like,
in one.
I was just like, ugh. I don't know if I like this. And then I watched the second one when I was less of a fucking baby.
So I saw the
and I was
second.
like, that's kind of boring.
I saw the second and third one first
Really?
because I missed the Pirates train, but then I was like, I'm gonna jump into this, and then
It's
I saw.
a ship, George. It's a ship.
Oh, okay. Anyways, I saw the second and third one, jumping in, and so those movies were filmed at the same time. Like they were filmed together, and boy, can you tell because those movies both have the same not fun, completely serious. This is serious business tone for me.
Carrie is upset.
And then I saw the first one, and the first one feels like
first
this
one's
super
goofy as hell,
goofy,
yeah.
fun. This movie's based on a fucking ride,
Exactly.
people. And then the second one, like this very serious thing about politics and like fucking
pirate
water,
lords.
pirate lords, and fucking fate.
We have to,
And
we have to, what's her name? Fucking, Jar Jar Lady. Who's
Oh.
actually the sea goddess.
Fuck. Yeah, I can't remember.
Calypso.
Yeah, Calypso.
Oh, those movies are so good.
It's just this whole series is like started in a time where Disney made really bad live action movies, and this has just kept going, and I don't get why.
And then Jerry Bruckheimer decided this is gonna be his fucking opus. Anyways, what's this movie about, Carrie?
I'm not.
Because here's the thing.
Dead men do not tell a single
Because
tale.
Not a one.
It was for a sequel, or take the four.
Four feel because the first three are like that's the trilogy,
And there's
then,
a story that goes throughout them
yes,
about
mostly dealing with Keira
Keira
Knightley and
Knightley and
Orlando
Orlando
Bloom
Bloom.
and their arc. And then the fourth one is kind of like a spin-off because at the end of the third one, Jack steals that map that they have that leads to the Fountain of Youth. And so the fourth one
fuck,
is...
I did see that
is-
movie.
Hey!
Oh, no.
The fourth one is him going to find the Fountain of Youth, and then he runs into Blackbeard. And a lot of people don't like the fourth one. I don't really like it that much, but it's still fun. There's a very obvious, to me at least, drop in like quality of like, because I like my all right, so George's thing is Fast and the Furious, mine is Pirates of the Caribbean. my favorite is the second one, and everyone's like, oh, it's so stupid, it leads right into the third one and it's pointless. I'm like, no, you got Davy Jones. That movie introduces the Kraken, and
Yeah, go ahead, Carrie.
I love these movies so much. I don't care. It might be because Johnny Depp was my first ever celebrity crush, and that so let me live. I know he's an asshole now. I'm trying.
You just don't
trying
care.
to work through that.
They're so boring.
No, they're not.
They're 2 hours. And
I have to agree with George's take here.
No.
Carrie, I appreciate it. Your thing is pirates. George's thing is cars. Mine is anime.
How do you make a movie about pirates so boring? Anyways, whatever.
But then
There's a wheel somewhere. That was fun.
The-
There's a jar of dirt. That's fun.
the second one has the iconic jar of dirt scene. Like, how could you say anything besides?
That's been memed a lot, George. How could you not like it?
That's such a great meme.
The millennials love it. No wonder you hate it.
But the fourth one, the new one that's coming out, I'm not too sure on what the plot is. It's what's his face? Is it Javier Bardem? No, it's not Javier Bardem.
Is he in this? What the
No,
fuck?
It's some guy that I recognize.
Oh, is it Benicio del Toro? They usually get confused. That's why I said Benicio del Toro.
Maybe. I don't know. It's some guy that I recognize as the bad guy. And he is angry at Jack Sparrow, as most of the other pirates in these movies usually are, because he betrayed him or something. And there's a quick shot in one of the trailers of Will Turner, and he's starting to get all like Davy Jonesy.
Right.
And so you're like, ooh, what's going on there? Because as you both know, if you don't do the job of ferrying the souls to the afterlife, then you start to turn into a fish person. So it's obvious because he became the captain of
the Davy with the fucking thing.
I don't remember the name of the shirt.
But yeah, I vaguely remember.
ship.
I remember.
But
this.
Not remember your franchise?
Yeah, I haven't watched them in a while. They're pretty long and boring. But so now you're like, because he was gonna do the job. So I think I read somewhere that the bad guy is stealing souls from him or something, so that effectively makes him not be able to do his job, thus turn into a fish person, part of the crew, part of the ship, as you all know. But I don't know. It's gonna be stupid bad, but I'm still.
But
excited.
I guess what I'm figuring out, they didn't establish a sort of new thing in 4. Like it was just a spin-off, so this could be a spin-off as well.
Yeah, and it's still got Jeffrey Rush, still got. I don't know. Penelope Cruz might be in this one too.
I like that. I like Penelope Cruz.
But
okay.
But the more trailers I watch for it, the more the humor falls flat. So I don't know.
Do you think people still care about Pirates of the Caribbean? How long was 4? 2013?
No, that was like 2011.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think so.
Because
I was in,
3 was 2007.
I remember when that came out. Like I was in high school. It was still early days, and I remember someone talking to me about like, oh, I was so excited. And then the next day they were like, what the fuck was that?
Because Pirates is very old.
It is.
It's so good.
Yeah, Carrie, sure.
I'm interested to see if this is another Alice through the Looking Glass situation.
Oh, it's 100% going to be.
Anyway,
it's gonna be that Johnny Depp movie that Carrie loves, and then she revisits it, and it's like, oh yikes.
Usually, I feel like usually we're good about adding movies that are sort of not all blockbuster, but it seems like it's all blockbuster this fucking month. Baywatch, which doesn't.
I'm weirdly interested in this.
I like The Rock.
I do like The Rock.
That's all I gotta say.
And Zac Efron is getting better.
He's getting better.
He's getting better.
He's getting better. He's at a point where he might maybe become a sort of rock status at some point.
Maybe if he keeps this trend of steadily okay movies, and then he hit that weird spot like early last year where he had Dirty Grandpa and Mike and Dave need wedding dates,
and Neighbors 2.
And Neighbors 2 was better than those.
I guess.
Carrie, Dirty Grandpa. That was a movie I very almost got you for your birthday.
Oh my god.
There's a scene there where like I think titular Dirty Grandpa is putting lotion on Aubrey Plaza and it squirts between her breasts, and it's like,
she was like, haha, that's gonna happen later tonight, but with your penis.
Goofs. No, so yeah, anyways, Baywatch.
Like how tongue in cheek this movie is, it's hilarious.
So the thing with Baywatch, it feels like a thing that sort of it sort of creeped up on me, because this feels like a thing that should be 2018. I wasn't ready for this movie to be here right now. I guess that's what's gonna happen with the Jumanji movie too. I was like, oh, it's ready already? Okay, cool. Also, I guess
it's trying really hard to be like 21 Jump Street.
Yes, very hard.
You know what? I'm fine with that.
Very hard.
Because we probably
I was like, I don't remember any of this in Baywatch.
Because we probably won't get another 21 Jump Street movie. Like, there's rumors about the spin-off sequel.
But also, those guys are very big. If it is, it won't be with Chris and whatever the hell his name.
And it will not work out.
It will not work out. Yeah, it won't work out.
So, you know what? I'm knowing that going in, that I probably won't get another movie like those, because those are great movies.
Yes.
They're great, stupid movies.
They're good movies.
So, I'm totally fine with this.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are shitting on it for no reason.
I think it's fair, but I think until like they prove to be okay, because I think this movie could totally just be garbage.
Oh yeah, they have to prove themselves, obviously.
So
prove yourself, Baywatch.
if David Hasselhoff doesn't appear in this movie too, because we saw him recently in another movie, popped up, literally popped up.
So yeah, that's it. I guess. Like I said, usually
that's May. May's the blockbuster month now. That's when the big.
I mean, it always has been, Ryan.
I get it, but there's usually like some smaller thing.
I guess the thing. I hope Alien is good.
I think it will be. I'm looking forward to it.
What I want from this movie is I think I alluded to it and I never mentioned. I want them to get into this planet and they find this room and discover the aliens. And I want a scene where the aliens are all fucking. That's what I want. I want this movie to just fucking go there. Like, go where the original Alien would have gone.
So Mr. Scott, what do you want in this movie? I want this movie to really go there. I want the audience to see something they've never seen. Hold your water for a second, because you will spit it out. I want them to fuck.
Because here's the HR.
Give it a warning.
HR Giger. If there's three things about HR Giger. One, they draw really cool fucked up shit.
Yeah.
2, they're very racist, extremely fucking racist. And 3, they're also very horny. Like it's very horny imagery. And like, if you're really just gonna commit to that shit, if you're like, this is where fucking Aliens would have gone if it was still like this sort of HR Giger's on the set fucking influence in this movie, it would have gone to Aliens fucking. Okay, and I just give me that. And like,
show me the fucking.
also that giant poster that cardboard cutout, it looks like they're fucking. So I just
There's a
want
big pile of aliens.
just a
yeah.
bunch of fucking. And maybe they open a portal or something to some other dimension, and maybe one of them gets consumed by the alien, and then fucking, I don't know.
I'm just imagining like your future tweets like, "There weren't no fucking fuck this movie."
I just want this movie because Aliens is weird, and I
It
just
is
want this to
weird.
be
I love
weird.
that
I
about
want
it.
it to be weird. So please,
But not
show the aliens
Prometheus
fuck.
weird where there was that C-section scene was.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's a brutal scene, but it also doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Because it's like this life pod was designed specifically for men.
Also, at some
However, I can't perform a C-section on you.
Also, at some point, can you once we see Alien, someone needs to explain to me, well, how the fuck Michael Fassbender is? They'll probably is he?
He's a robot and it's designed after the same robot.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Never mind. No, that explains that.
What?
Michael Fassbender's in Prometheus. This movie's supposed to take in the future. So how the fuck is Michael Fassbender in this
But
movie? That was
Michael
my question.
Fassbender plays a robot in Prometheus. You haven't seen the milk robots, Carrie. One of the best parts about
What
the
a weird
Alien series
sentence.
is that there's no George totally gets it. There's milk robots and they're incredible and super
guess.
freaky. I
Again,
love
that was the weird stuff I like too. Like that stuff, the fucking robots when you stab them, they fucking like ooze cum out of their fucking things. Again,
I think of this milk because I'm not the guy who's
Not
thinking
fucking
about.
gross.
I'm not thinking about people fucking all the time. with
donut
you.
glaze. That's what I think of. That milk because it's too thick to be milk. They
Yeah,
didn't
I
say
don't get. I don't know future milk.
Anyways.
I don't know what cows like
Anyways,
in the future.
anyways, that's a podcast.
Not enough fucking in movies, clearly, and hopefully May
I
fixes
just
that.
want the alien. I don't want more fuck. I just want the aliens.
Yeah, 'cause there's
fuck.
I don't want more fucking. I want
Listen,
different
I've been
fucking.
playing a lot of Nier lately, and so I've been,
Is there a lot of fucking in Nier?
there's stuff in that game. Anyways, this is not a games podcast. Movie
That's
podcast.
the next one. That
Thank
George and I
you.
record.
So much for listening to this podcast. This was Movies Are Real. I was George.
I might have been Ryan.
I will be Carrie at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're working
Please
towards there.
join us for our next month to find out about a movie that we may not have seen now that we're not talking about now.
That I liked.
Uh,
Damn it! I ruined it.
I always feel awkward about doing the Twitter thing. You can follow me at Twitter at jcruzalvarez26, I guess.
I'm frying pans.
Don't follow me on Twitter. I'll block you.
Blocked.
Blocked. I'm a huge fan of your show.
Blocked. Anyway,
Dumb asshole. Follow.
that's a podcast. Have a wonderful summer. We'll be
You
here.
didn't plug Carrie.
Well, she said she was going to
Yo,
get
I'm gonna
blocked.
block everyone.
She said she was going to block everyone.
Okay, good.
I was joking. Car E Wiles.
You
Find
need
it.
That's a confusing one.
I'll change it. I'll work on it.
Every
SEO.
podcast.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna add more underscores next time.
37
and
underscores.
like 3 small X's on the beginning and the end.
Oh, hell.
XXX Wolf Lover 69 XXX.
Underscore Carrie Lyles.
Underscore.
I actually added another username to my username. It's incredible.
Ryan, we gotta end the podcast.
No, we don't. My Twitter handle is dun 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 dun.
That's a podcast. Have a great day. Movies, watch them. See you next time.
Dun 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 dun.
God.